the most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real-world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Turn 3 Racing Network, as tonight we're here with the OP Racing Premier Superspeedway Series, and qualifying has gotten underway here in the final race in the round of 8. Several drivers trying to put themselves on pole position. 8 drivers are trying to battle for a championship win. Zach Workman in the 091, last race winner that we had, not championship eligible, really threw a wrench in the plans for the drivers in the round of 8. Here he is on track once again. Right now, Hunter Reynolds in the 26 on top of the leaderboard. The 40 of Peter DeBorgia, one of our championship contenders, out on the speedway to set his fastest lap. Another one making his way out onto the track. That is the 88 of Gabe Butler. Right now, we do have 2 championship contenders who have qualified. Josh Milam in the 7, Randall Cobb in the 52. Very close points battle for our championship 8. Daniel Holloway in the 21. On the clock, he is one of our championship drivers, as well as the 63 of Logan Helton. Wes Levy in the 62 jumps up to second place in qualifying with a 50.67. Logan Helton replaces him in second place and moves up into that spot. Peter DeBorgia sitting in 4th. Jim Mayer in the 95 out on the speedway, another championship contender. Daniel Holloway moving into 10th place. Gabe Butler to the top of the charts with a 50.64. Mark Mann and Jim Mayer, our last 2 championship contenders who have not qualified. What do they got in store for us as Gabe Butler puts this field on notice with a 50.64 outstanding qualifying time. Mark Mann in the 04, fresh off of his championship win on the Wednesday night Grand National Series. Going to be able to put himself into 3rd place for the moment with a 50.66. But here comes Jim Mayer in the 95 off of turn number 4 down through the tri-oval. And our last championship contender moves into 15th spot. So 8 of 8 championship contenders have qualified. The 33 of Jeff Crosby making his way out onto the track. Dave Hunt in the 53, also trying to get up to speed. Those are the only 2 cars on the speedway right now. Dave Hunt out of North Lake, Texas. I spend a lot of time going to Texas. Once, like, getting to Texas isn't that hard for me. Really short drive to get to Texas. It's a really long time to get anywhere once you're in Texas. It's unbelievable how big it is. The only thing that is bigger is Alaska. You think things take a while to get to when you're in Texas. You ought to try to get to Alaska, and then you ought to try and drive from town to town in Alaska. It takes even longer. So Jeff Crosby in the 33 moves up into 14th spot. Dave Hunt in the 53. Down on the bottom.
We take you down onto the track for our opening ceremonies.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Please remove your hats.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous flight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as the drivers are starting to take to the field, and it is time to get the Bumpiest Road 250 underway, our final race to set our championship for. Let's get right into tonight's starting lineup on the inside of row number 1 with a time of 50.644. It is none other than Meteor Racing Gabe Butler in the 88. On his outside from Fuel Sim Racing, it's the 26, of Hunter Reynolds. Row number 2 going to be the 04 of Mark Mann, and on his outside, the 63 of Logan Helton. Row number 3 going to be the 62 of Les Levy, and on his outside, that's none other than the 40 of Peter DeBorgia. Row number 4, Zach Workman in the 091 and Eric Laurie in the 071. Row 5, the 7 of Josh Milam and the 52 of Randall Cobb. Row number 6 will be the 77 of David Booth and Daniel Holloway in the 21. On to row number 7, Zach Fritsch in the 12 and Jeff Crosby in the 33. Row number 8 going to be Dan Harrington in the 82, and on his outside, championship contender, the 95 of Jim Mayer. Row number 9, Bob Lacavera in the 5 and Dave Hunt in the 53. Row 10, Andy Brigante and Rick Seabrands. Row number 11, Sean Stevens in the 27 and the 46 of David Overstreet. And our final row here tonight, Jimmy Reynolds in the 17 and Dustin Barber in the 6, but Dustin Barber unable to make the call to the grid here tonight. We'll see if he can roll out and get into this race. As I mentioned, it is the final race for our Championship 4 or Championship 8, and it sets who our final 4 drivers are going to be for next week's race, next Monday night. Pace car going to peel off, down and away. The green flag is out, and we are underway for 250 miles here in the bumpiest road 250. The Legacy Daytona track, one of those tracks that rattles your teeth as you make your way around this speedway, but the 88 of Gabe Butler already trying to set himself up to be the one to beat. Here comes Hunter Reynolds on the outside with a huge run down the backstretch. Reynolds going to drop down, and that puts Logan Helton in the 63, leading the charge in the second lane. So very quickly, that lead has changed hands. Hunter Reynolds in the 26 out in front, but Logan Helton on his outside, and they are in a race to try and lead a lap. Every point is going to matter here, and Hunter Reynolds picks up that point for leading a lap. A lot of laps still to go here. Don't worry too much. I have a feeling that Logan Helton is going to get a lap led here before too long. But I mentioned that every point matters. Well, that's because none of our drivers are locked in. Let's take a quick look at our race info as they head off into turns 3 and 4. As I mentioned, this is the final race in the round of 8. None of our championship drivers are locked in because Zach Workman picked up the win last race. Expect a 14 to 16 lap fuel run here. And of course, as always, just one fast repair available to our drivers. As I smash my face into the microphone, it was a pleasant feeling. John Stevens credited with the fastest lap of the race so far at a 47.04. Sean Stevens in the Wow Video Tours 27. Right now he is kind of towards the back in 20th spot. Don't let that fool you. This 27 machine is quite the horsepower underneath the hood. So leading that lap is Logan Helton in the 63. He has picked up the bonus point for leading a lap. That could make all the difference. We'll take a quick look at our points as they came into the race here tonight. Gabe Butler with a 13-point lead above the cutoff. Mark Mann, 10 points behind the cutoff. Those are your two extremes, and or 24 cars out here, you better believe that it can come down to anyone still getting booted out or scraping in. So the 88 of Gabe Butler now in front of the 26 of Hunter Reynolds. Logan Helton in the 63 on his outside. Dustin Barber in the 6 still has not made it out onto the speedway yet. So only 23 cars have taken the green flag. All 23 cars are separated by 1.8 seconds. I do want to take a moment and give a shout out to everyone in YouTube chat. Thank you very much for joining us here tonight. Logan chiming in very early. We got Maxine Grimes and Mara Clark. How you guys doing? Thank you very much for joining us here tonight. Keep in mind that the replay for the drivers when they come back and watch does include the chat, so feel free to chat it up in here. Tell your driver how much they're doing things right, how much they're doing things wrong. Give them a piece of your mind, just like you would at the track. Going on board with the 7 of Josh Milam. Just ahead of him is the 091 of Zach Workman. Milam, one of our championship contenders, finding himself in 9th place right now. Randall Cobb, Daniel Holloway just to the outside of Milam. Just ahead, the 40 of Peter DeBorgia, Mark Mann, Logan Helton, and Gabe Butler. Jim Mayer, the only car in this field that is behind the 7 of Josh Milam as far as championship contenders go. The 95 of Jim Mayer, tucked in tight behind the 82 of Dan Harrington. And green flag pit stops are starting early here on lap 8. On the pit road comes the 95, along with several other race cars. Logan Helton in the 63 has the race lead. Eric Laurie in the 071 trying to work with his teammate, the 88 of Gabe Butler. Fuel and tires, the order of our first drivers to hit pit road. Here comes the next group. Eric Laurie does stay out, and he is going to lead that lap. So the 071 of Eric Laurie drops down in front of the 33 of Jeff Crosby. So down and away goes our second group. And now we have another 4 splitting off. Eric Laurie giving up the race lead to hit pit road. That's going to leave 3 checkered flag motorsports drivers out on the speedway. David Overstreet, Les Levy, and David Boo. Only 3 drivers on checkered flag motorsports here tonight. And they are going to stay out a little bit longer as they try and stretch this fuel to see what's going to happen. Every once in a while, staying out does play into your advantage, but for the most part, one of the first drivers to hit pit road end up out in front. So teach their own, and you never know how those races are going to work out. Problems for the 40 of Peter DeBorgia. He is back on pit road. We'll see what's going to happen here as he hits pit lane. A long pause for the 40 of Peter DeBorgia. Josh Milam and DeBorgia, now the only 2 cars not on the lead lap. DeBorgia finally down and away. A long stop for the 40 as he had to serve a penalty. And that is going to come back and bite him hard, but fortunately he has got a lot of race left to go. Josh Milam in the 7, another driver who had an issue during these green flag pit stops, another championship contender, and Milam also no longer on the lead lap. So the 62 of Les Levy, your race leader, David Overstreet and David Boo running 2nd and 3rd. The 17 of Jimmy Reynolds gonna go a lap down here. The 17 of Reynolds gonna try and hook up to the back bumper here. We work lap 16 of 100. Top 3 cars still staying out. They have been out about as long as they can. The fuel tanks are starting to run dry. Check in on the group that came down pit road first. Hunter Reynolds and Mark Mann running side by side to lead these drivers. They are about 31 seconds behind the race lead. But they should be good on fuel to make it the rest of the way to the end of stage 1. Stage 1 going in at the completion of lap 25 here tonight. Our stages are lap 25, lap 50, and then of course the end of the race scheduled for lap 100. We will use 2 attempts at a green-white checkered should we need them. So Les Levy, David Overstreet, and David Booth stay out for another lap. So they're really pushing hard to stretch this fuel tank. And here they come. Those fuel tanks have run dry, all 3 onto pit road. Hunter Reynolds and Mark Mann making their way down the back stretch. They are going to make quick work of Les Levy, David Overstreet, and David Booth. Even though they are down and away, they're not going to get up to speed nearly in time. And there you have it. Hunter Reynolds and Mark Mann taking over the top spot. So as we near the end of stage number 1, getting down to the final few laps here. Coming to the line this time, the 04 of Mark Mann and the 26 of Hunter Reynolds, working through turns 1 and 2. One of these days, I'll get the track sorted out. Till then, you just got to deal with me not even sure where we're at on the speedway. I don't know why that's such a problem this year, or season. But, yeah, I really struggled with it. I don't know why. Peter DeBorgia and Josh Milam still not on the lead lap. They are the only 2 championship contenders to have fallen off that pace. Do want to point out that Dustin Barber in the 6 has made his way out onto the speedway. So he is able to get out there and get racing. He is only on lap number 5, the rest of the field on lap 21. So he's got a lot of work cut out for him. So too does Josh Milam and Peter DeBorgia. David Booth back on the pit road. Bobby Helton chiming in, cheering on the 63. So far, we have been clean and green, but two of our championship contenders have fallen off the pace. Josh Milam in the 7 is currently out in front, and he, I believe, is the only car 1 lap down. So if I'm Josh Milam, I'm going to drop back a little bit here. That way I don't risk getting a bump at an inopportune time that keeps me a lap down. I would just drop to the back because he is the only car 1 lap down. Jimmy Reynolds in the 17 is the next car to go a lap down. But he's got quite a bit of time before that happens. As we are on lap 24 of 100. So things are going to be close here. I don't know, folks. I don't know. Jim Mayer in the 95, a championship contender, started deep in the field, gaining 15 spots. Remember, every point matters. As we look at our championship contenders up there, have been keeping that up there so you know who's who. We begin the final lap here in stage number 1. Take a look at our stage wins so far this season. Josh Milam, Hunter Reynolds, and Logan Helton, your top 3 for stage wins. Hunter Reynolds right there in the thick of things to try and win this stage. As they make their way through turns 3 and 4 up on the high side. 2 lap cars, Dustin Barber and David Booth. They're going to try and keep it high to stay out of the way, but coming to the line, the 04 of Mark Mann, who is in the bottom seat at the start of this, is going to win stage number 1 as the caution flag comes out. A solid stage win for Mark Mann. As they make their way around and catch up to the pace car, we're going to let them hit pit road, and then we'll talk to our stage 1 winner. Big stage win for Mark Mann, as I said. Came into this race as the number 8 seed and needing all the points he can get. Pulled it off with that stage win, and gotta be pretty happy with that. Zach Fritsch in the 12, Jim Mayer in the 95. Lining up behind the 04. Gabe Butler in the 88 in 4th. Hunter Reynolds 5th. Rick Seabrand 6th. Logan Helton 7th. 8th. Dave Hunt 9th. Eric Laurie and Dan Harrington gonna round out your top 10. So stage 1 went off without a hitch for the field, but Josh Milam, David Booth, Peter DeBorgia all end up 1 lap down. Dustin Barber missing the call to the grid and getting out there very late, but here they come down pit road. confirmed by Race Control. Mark Mann is our stage winner. We're gonna let them get off of pit road and then pull them up and get a quick word in with our stage winner. Let's get right down to it and see if we can get a word in with the 04, Mark Mann. Mark, you got your ears on, bud?
Yes, sir.
Well, I'll tell you what, you win stage number 1. You come into tonight's race as the number 8 seed. Bonus point for leading that lap and maximum bonus points for a stage win.
Man, I needed that. I hope I don't hemorrhage points here. Just have to stay up here. I mean, all night long, use my pit strategy and tire strategy, and hopefully they stick later on, because tires are a big thing late here. I mean, it's going to be what it's going to be. I mean, I'm just going to go and see what happens.
All right, well, with that being said, and with you being in the Batmobile, how many missiles are left on it? How many oil slicks do you have left? What kind of tricks you got up your sleeve to keep this car up front?
Well, I'm going to hit whoever's in front of me at the end with a missile, and then I'm going to lay out my oil slick so those 20-something drivers just kind of spin around, have a, and hopefully I don't hit something, which would be my luck, and I would fly into the stands about 20 feet short of the finish line.
That would stink pretty bad. Yeah,
it would.
That'd stink worse than Penguin laying an egg.
I hope I don't lay an egg tonight. Pretty tired, but I'm good. Just kind of relaxed. 08 makes it so you actually have to race the track too, as well as the cars around you. I like that dynamic, and I'm happy we have this track on the schedule, all in all.
All right, man. Well, any other shout outs or thank yous you'd like to give for this stage win?
Yeah, thanks to my teammates and Zach Fritsch for pushing me there at the end, and Mara and OP and UKR and everybody else who I didn't mention.
All right, well, there you go. And Mara is here cheering you on.
She's going to have to cheer me on a little more, because she knows I got a headache. So hoping this is my Michael Jordan race, but let me tell you, we got a lot of laps left, so who knows?
All right, man. Well, nice job. Congratulations on stage 1, and go out there and win this thing.
Thanks, bro. Hopefully.
That is Mark Mann from Alliance Motorsports, your stage 1 winner. Now we have stacked them back up side by side, 2 by 2. The ants go marching towards the start finish line. Gabe Butler in the 88 on the inside of row number 1, with Mark Mann in the 04 on his outside. Logan Helton in the 63 on the inside of row number 2, and Jim Mayer in the 95 for the outside of row 2. Row 3, the 4 of Rick Searan, someone we have not talked about yet here tonight, and the 53 of Dave Hunt. As the pace car gets ready to peel off, we're gonna fire them up once again. Stage number 2 is underway. This one going to end at the completion of lap 50. Josh Milam in the 7 did receive the free pass. He is back on the lead lap. That just puts David Booth and Peter DeBorgia not on the lead lap. DeBorgia 2 laps down. David Booth 1 lap down. A very tough break early going for Peter DeBorgia in the 40 here in a championship deciding race. But it is not over yet. He has plenty of time to try and make something happen. That 40 machine is in a world of hurt, and he has got to figure out how he can get back on the lead lap, because that is where you need to be to have any shot at winning a race here on the Superspeedway. We go on aboard with the Extra Life 40 for the moment. So DeBorgia at the tail end of this pack here, but man, it ain't over just yet. Mark Mann, Gabe Butler, Jim Mayer, Logan Helton, your first 4 cars in this race right now. They're your first 4 championship contenders as well. Our next championship contender outside the top 5, well, that is Randall Cobb in the 52. As we go on board, we look out the back of the 52 machine. Cobb finding himself in 9th place. Do want to point out, fastest lap of the race does belong to Dan Harrington in the 82. For the moment, that could change, but he does have the fastest lap at a 46.73. Have a few cars breaking off for pit road. That is all Fuel Sim Racing. Hunter Reynolds, Jimmy Reynolds, Josh Milam, and Dustin Barber all peeling off for pit lane. So a very early pit stop for that team. Meanwhile, the 95 of Jim Mayer, the 53 of Dave Hunt, the 04 of Mark Mann, Gabe Butler in the 88, and Logan Helton in the 63. Your top 5, they have all gotten single file down on the bottom. Bob Lacavera in the 5 machine trying to work the outside lane, along with Andy Brigante in the Lamborghini. And here comes a large group onto pit road, led by the 95. Gabe Butler locks him up. Logan Helton gets into him. Little bit of a chain reaction there, and looks like other than a few bumps, everyone able to keep it straight and keep going. So a big break there on pit road. We'll see if anyone got hit with some speeding penalties. But Bob Lacavera in the 5-year race leader, Andy Brigante, Les Levy, and David Overstreet staying out. Peter DeBorgia in the 40, right there with them. Lacavera has a little bit of connection issues and falling back. Les Levy in the 62, David Overstreet in the 46. Those two stayed out as long as they could in stage number 1. They might have something up their sleeves here for stage number 2. David Booth, meanwhile, has made his way onto pit road in the 77. So of our drivers who have pitted, Jim Mayer in the 95, the 53 of Dave Hunt, and the 04 of Mark Mann. They have found themselves out in front by just a little bit. FSR crew of Hunter Reynolds, Josh Milam, Jimmy Reynolds are trying to make their way forward. They are closing in. Dustin Barber in that pack as well. Mark Mann makes his jump to the outside to try and throw a block, but Hunter Reynolds wants no part of that. He goes even higher. Now Mark Mann slides down behind the 53 and gives room to the 26. As David Booth gonna go a lap down there. Your race leader is the 62 of Les Levy from Checkered Flag Motorsports. He has the 46 of David Overstreet pushing on his back bumper. Peter DeBorgia, now the first car not on the lead lap. But DeBorgia, 2 laps down. It's David Overstreet in the 46. Pushes on the 62. DeBorgia doing all he can to try and get to the front here. Because why wouldn't you? You're currently the only car. Well, now that Sean Stevens has gone a lap down. So that's going to put a wrench into DeBorgia's plans because Sean Stevens 1 lap down. DeBorgia 2 laps down. So Stevens is going to get the free pass now. But what I was trying to say is if you're Peter DeBorgia and you're 2 laps down, you got to race as hard as you can to be in front of the leader and hope that the caution comes out. Because then you get that lap back plus the free pass. That would have been 2 laps in that instance that he could have made up. But now with the 27 of Sean Stevens, 1 lap down. The 40 does get a lap back currently, but he is going to have to hit pit road before too much longer, unless Levy in the 62 going to try and make a move to the outside. Check in on the group of drivers who have made a pit stop. Josh Milam in the 7, championship contender, down to the inside of his teammate Hunter Reynolds in the 26. Working lap 41 of 50 here in stage number 2. Les Levy still has not yet come down pit road. David Overstreet, Bob Lacavera, Sean Stevens all have made their way onto the back stretch. The 40 of Peter DeBorgia right there as well. Andy Regante in the 013. That makes up this group right here. Regante in 4th. So your top 4 have 2 cars in this mix that are not on the lead lap. Down the back stretch, the 62 of Les Levy goes. Last time he was on pit road was on lap 28. Here he is working lap 42. So his fuel tank, that is, that's a bit close. He'll be stretching it to try and get to the end of this stage, but Checkered Flag Motorsports doesn't have a whole lot to lose here. Their drivers not in the championship contention. They're all about trying to pick up another win. David Overstreet did score a win in the opening round of our playoffs back on November 29th at Talladega. Outside of that, I don't believe Checkered Flag has been in victory lane, but has not been for a lack of trying. They have put together some solid races week in and week out. But yeah, why not? Why not gamble? why not try and stay out there as long as you can? See if you can catch some drivers a lap down. See if you can maybe cause them to make a mistake and get that caution flag right when you need it. Anything can happen. It's racing, baby. Check back in on the 7 of Josh Milam as he leads this pack. Jim Mayer in the 95, the 53 of Dave Hunt. Those are your first 3 cars on the inside lane. Hunter Reynolds in the 26 leads the 17 of Jimmy Reynolds and the 6 of Dustin Barber. Barber, who missed the first 10 laps of the race here tonight, or 15 laps, however you want to do the math. He has made his way back out onto the speedway and fixed whatever delayed him from starting this race. So this is the group that we're going to try and keep an eye on, because from here, I expect we will find a stage winner. You never know. Les Levy, David Overstreet, Andy Brigante, Bob Lacavera. They might have something up their sleeve. They maybe pulled an extra gallon of fuel somehow. We'll see how it plays out. We began lap 46 of 100. Peter DeBorgia in the 40 still doing all he can to get on that lead lap. Gonna have to have some help from a caution and his own efforts here. As here comes the 62 of Les Levy, the 46 of David Overstreet. Andy Regante and Bob Lacavera all hit pit road. That is probably going to give the lead to the 7 of Josh Milam and the 26 of Hunter Reynolds. So once again, proving that hitting pit road as soon as you can is the way to go. It is a noise, but it's very rare that the longer you stay out, the better off it is. So, for the most part, coming down pit road first is where you want to be. And that theory has been proven once again, as this pack that we're looking at now all hit pit road very early. Les Levy, Andy Brigante, and David Overstreet stayed out. They have gone from leading the race to being 15 seconds behind the pace. DeBorgia in the 40. Gonna go another lap down as he is on pit road. That race car is down and away and going to get back out on track, but he has lost another lap. With everyone that Sean Stevens was running with peeled off for pit road, that left him all by himself. So he is running a little bit off the pace. He should be able to hold on and get to the end of the stage before he goes a lap down. So Sean Stevens in the 27, last car on the lead lap. Oh, as we got trouble through the tri-oval, Dave Hunt on his side. Caution flag coming out. That's going to be the end of the stage, and Josh Milam in the 7 going to win that stage. Take a look and see if we can figure out what happened. Dave Hunt just shoots up the track coming off the tri-oval. The 17 of Jimmy Reynolds involved there as well. Eric Laurie getting a piece of it. Zach Fritsch late little contact there. So the 17 and the 53 make contact. Dustin Barber in the 6. Gabe Butler getting involved in the 88. Butler just probably trying to mind his own business. The yellow flag coming out for the end of the stage, and Josh Milam in the 7. One of your championship contenders gonna score himself a stage win. That is confirmed from race control. If you don't know, Cody Eldred is race control, and y'all need to give him a huge shout out and a thank you, because he doesn't get a whole lot of attention, and he does a whole lot of work behind the scenes. So big shout out to Cody Eldred here tonight. Thank you, Cody. I appreciate you, bud. All right, so on to pit road comes the 7 of Josh Milam. Fresh off his stage win. We'll let them all hit pit road, and then we'll get a quick word in with our stage winner. He is down and away, and I believe he's going to win the race off of pit road. So let's get a word in with the 7 of Josh Milam. Josh, you got your ears on, bud?
What's going on, KR?
Man, I'll tell you what, there's a great race going on out here tonight. That's what's going on.
Hey, for Daytona 08, this bumpy track, it has been a fantastic race so far.
All right, Josh, well, you win stage number 2, but another championship contender won stage 1. How you feeling about the car out here tonight?
Car feels good. Feels good to win that stage after being lapped down on that first stage. They got me a speeding penalty, so I had to go back in, take that penalty, put me a lap down. Teammates there helped me get back up, but I'm feeling good right now. I'm still, I believe, after calculating it up here in the middle of the race, I believe I'm still in the top 4. So just got to get a good finish here to secure that spot.
Yeah, every point is going to matter for sure. Final stage coming up here, the sprint to the end, if you will. What's it going to take for that 7 machine end up in victory lane one more time?
I believe staying up front here, getting great pit stops, entries, exits, pit stops, now get back on the track, get hooked up with my team. Team's going to be a big part in this. Get hooked up with them and get back full speed here on the track.
All right, Josh. Well, congratulations on stage number 2. Any other shout outs or thank yous you'd like to give?
Yes, sir. Thank you guys. You guys were awesome. Thanks for all the viewers, all the guys out here racing. Thanks to my team at FSR. Shout out to Eric Christina showing up and watching me tonight. And I think that covers it.
All right, man. Well, Josh, we're going to let you get back to it and strategize with your team. Thanks so much for talking to us, man. And congratulations once again on stage 2.
All right, Karen. Hope to see you again.
That is Josh Milam from Fuel Sim Racing. Getting the job done here tonight for stage number 2. Now we begin the final race to the end. This is the one for all the marbles. And let me tell you, my marbles are missing. I'm missing my marbles. Stacking them up 2 by 2. Here we go on the inside of row number 1. That is the 7 of Josh Milam. On his outside, the 04 of Mark Mann. Jim Mayer in the 95, and then the first non-chase contender, the 26 of Hunter Reynolds for row number 2. Row 3, It'll be Jeff Crosby in the 33 and Zach Workman in the 091. So here we go. We're going to fire them off once again. Pace car down and away. Green flag is out. And away we go for our final stage here tonight. As we begin this stage, we'll take one more look at our championship contenders. This is the final race in the round of 8. We are going to settle it out here tonight who our championship 4 are going to be. Gabe Butler, Logan Helton, Josh Milam, Jim Mayer, Peter DeBorgia, Randall Cobb, Daniel Holloway, and Mark Mann, your 8 drivers. Josh Milam and Mark Mann have been stage winners. Right now they are running 1 and 2. Peter DeBorgia in the 40 finds himself not on the lead lap, not where he wants to be. Daniel Holloway in the 21, a driver we have not really talked a lot about here tonight. Right now he finds himself in 18th spot. He has been having a quiet race, hanging out kind of in the middle or the back. Right now he has the 4 Rick Sebrands behind him. 63 and Logan Helton. That was a driver who was trying to lead some laps early on, but since then has dropped to the tail here, has been riding around, logging some laps at the back here. So it seems like some different strategies for some of our drivers, different strategies even amongst teams, as the 63 and the 04 are teammates. Well, Mark Mann in that 04 has been trying to run up front, been trying to lead every lap. Gabe Butler in the 88 right now finds himself in 13th spot. He was our pole sitter here tonight. Got involved in that most recent dust up that came out at the end of the stage, or the caution coming out to end the stage, however you'd like to word it. And then another quiet drive for another championship contender. That's the 52 of Randall Cobb. Right now he's the 4th car in the outside lane. He has been steady in the middle of the pack, not making a whole lot of noise. So there you go. There are your championship contenders. Jim Mayer tucked in behind the 7 of Josh Milam, those two in the championship, as well as the 04 Mark Mann to the outside. The 77 of David Booth going to go a lap down here. That'll put him 2 laps down. Tristan Walker chiming in. How you doing, buddy? And of course, Nathan Grounds showing his support for the driver of the 33, and that is Jeff Crosby. Crosby up 7 positions from where he qualified. Right now he is the 4th car on the inside lane. Crosby not one of our championship contenders, but that does not mean that he doesn't have a shot at winning this race. What a huge upset that would be for one of our championship contenders, because Zach Workman, just to the outside of Crosby, picked up the race win last time out and in the opening race in the round of 8. And if Crosby can win this one, that means that none of our championship contenders got in with a win to the championship 4, and it would be totally settled out by points. That would be a big sigh of relief maybe to the 7 of Josh Milam or the 04 of Mark Mann, because they are our stage 1 and stage 2 winners. Down the backstretch they go, the 7 down on the inside. Crosby in the 33. Has some great action here. You see just how bumpy this Legacy Daytona track is. as a little bit of an issue for another championship contender, the 21 of Daniel Holloway. Looks like a connection issue for Holloway has put him well behind the field. And in fact, I believe he is sitting on pit road. We'll see if he can get back there. Oh man, if Tristan Walker says he's coming back soon, can't wait to see that. It's gonna look good, man. Come on out. OP racing some great racing. All right, back to the front. All right, I know. Listen, I'm not gonna do it. I cannot be the one to do it. But if you guys want to start telling me who you think's going to win the race, feel free to type that in, fire it off, let me know who you think's going to win. We as broadcasters are not allowed to do it. There's this thing called the broadcaster's curse, and it works 100% of the time. So I will do everything in my power to not say that somebody is going to win a race. I don't care if they are 100 laps ahead in a 100-lap race. The moment I say that that person is going to win, their engine blows up, they're done, it's over, they don't win. Someone else wins. So, that being said, I can't tell you who I think is going to win. I can't tell you who I want to win. But you can tell me, because somehow that's how this works. The universe is not without its karma. It is not without its sense of irony. Right now, Hunter Reynolds in the 26, looking to try and be another championship or a non-championship contender to win this race. Walker thinks that Hunter Reynolds is going to win. I gotta tell you, it's a good safe bet. Hunter Reynolds did start on the front row here tonight. Not one of our championship contenders, but always a threat to win whenever he gets out on track. Mark Mann. In the 04 on the outside of the second lane. Zach Workman in the 091. Finding himself pushing on his back bumper. Daniel Holloway rejoining the race there, but man, oh man, let me tell you, that is a tough break for Daniel Holloway. Another championship contender, multiple laps down, as I've been looking at this camera angle for a bit too long. Good grief, I got too wrapped up into talking. All right, so two of our championship contenders are hurting right now. Peter DeBorgia in the 40 and the 21 of Daniel Holloway. Unfortunately for Holloway, I think his situation is very dire. He is 4 laps down. And so for Holloway to get back into this thing, oh my goodness, it's going to take a miracle from God. Peter DeBorgia has to get back on the lead lap. David Booth has to get back on the lead lap. Or those two cars have to get out of the race. Because Holloway is so many laps down right now that by the time we work the cautions to get DeBorgia and Booth back on the lead lap, there isn't enough time to get Holloway his laps back. Eric Carney saying shake and bake as he roots for Josh Milam in the 7. Not a bad choice. Milam, second car on the inside line. Nathan Grounds, well, this is obvious, but I'm going to have to go with my boy in the 33 to win it all. He wants that Jeff Crosby, always bet on black, fourth car on the inside line to win that race. Now, Mara Clark, let me guess. I'm shaking the 8 ball here, the magic 8 ball. Mara Clark is going to cheer for, how about that, 04 Mark Mann. I don't know. We'll see if she does. I'm going to make another prediction. Bobby Helton cheering for the 63 of Logan Helton to win the race. Going out on a limb. No Nostradamus. But I have a feeling that's where their loyalties lie. All right, so our championship contenders, I've been leaving that up on purpose so that you guys know who our championship 8 are. Of course, they are identified by a green spoiler, green splitter, and a green eyebrow. But we'll go ahead and get rid of that, because I have a feeling that the action is going to start picking up here. We're going to need to see all the screen. Shake and bake. Man, it's been a hot minute since I've seen Talladega Nights. I want to watch that now. Thank you, Eric. You know what, Eric? Just for you. This flavored water is for you, man. You're not even part of the race, and you got one. Congratulations. That's a first. Shake and bake. I dig it. Nathan Grounds chiming in, saying that if Crosby wins, the celebration is going to be epic. I am paraphrasing, of course. And all he's got is craft flavored water. Ooh. Good luck with that, man. Good luck with that. Ooh, Mark Mann doing a Conley clear as he sliced down to the inside very assertively. Holy cow. Well, Mark Mann sliding right down to the inside. Looks like maybe getting ready for some pit stops here as everyone trying to get single file. No one hitting pit road just yet. But with that intense battle to hit that inside line so you can get on the pit road a lot easier, Mark Mann made a very bold move there to try and pull it off. 24 cars in this race. All 24 cars are still rolling. Dustin Barber didn't quite start with everyone else, but he did get out there as soon as he could. Right now we find ourselves with 20 cars on the lead lap. 2 of our championship contenders not on the lead lap, as a few are peeling off for pit road. That is the 12 of Zach Fritsch. And in fact, he is going to be the only one on the pit road. So an early pit stop for him. Not a good move to hit pit lane by yourself here at a super speedway. But sometimes you got to do what you got to do. So Fritsch on pit road. But 2 of our championship contenders have found issues here tonight. Peter DeBorgia, a penalty on pit road. Daniel Holloway lost connection. So some huge issues for 2 of our championship contenders. I will say, coming into tonight's race, DeBorgia and Holloway were below the cutoff line, but DeBorgia below the cutoff line based off of a tiebreaker. And things just not going his way here tonight as well, as a huge group of cars on the pit lane. Zach Workman, Sean Stevens, and Gabe Butler staying out. But that pack has been spread out. These 3 cars are losing a lot of time by not coming down pit road here. Butler in the 88 trying to do all he can to keep his speed up. But that is eventually going to run its course for him. He does manage to motor right on by the 27 and the 091, but now his speed falls as that whole group, those 3 cars, just not as fast as the pack. And Butler locks him up trying to get on pit road. We'll see if that means a speeding penalty for him. That one was very close, but I think he's going to be okay. Josh Milam winning the race off pit road. Hunter Reynolds Right on his back bumper, Mark Mann and Jeff Crosby sitting third and fourth in this group. Randall Cobb, another one of our championship contenders, not too far behind them. As Gabe Butler trying to get up to speed, but you can see the pack, they are coming hard. They make their way into 1 and 2. Butler down on the bottom. Almost lost it. He was digging so hard. Blends up onto the racetrack, but not going to be in time. Milam and the group make quick work of the 88 of Gabe Butler. So we pick up right where we left off on the front row. Josh Milam and Mark Mann running side by side. Hunter Reynolds in the 26 in the mix. Randall Cobb in the 52. He has moved his way forward just a little bit though. A good break for him. Do want to point out that Gabe Butler in the 88, despite locking him up and looking like he got on the pit road a little fast, was able to slow it down enough that he did not get a speeding penalty. So the 88 of Gabe Butler in good on that pit stop. He does find himself a little bit behind the race lead. Not by much. Not by much. We're going to have a big pack here before too long. Do want to point out fastest lap of the race. That is the 53 of Dave Hunt with a 46.64. Very fast lap out of that number 53. Dave Hunt, no slouch behind the wheel in the Superspeedway race. Often uses a creative strategy, somehow has the luck to pull it off. Here tonight, finding himself up 8 positions from where he qualified and inside the top 10. So a solid run going for the 53 of Dave Hunt, and right now has the honor of having the fastest lap of the race. So Mark Mann in the 04, your stage 1 winner, out in front. Josh Milam in the 7, your stage 2 winner, on the inside line, just a little bit behind, but once they go into the corner, Josh Milam in the 7 going to surge ahead a little bit and makes that inside line work to his advantage. It's almost like if you could find a way to make it work to where you were on the inside through the corner and then jumped up to the outside down the straightaways, almost be fast. Like you'd almost be the fastest car. But how would you make it work? Because there's always someone in the way. And that's what you got to think about. Trust me. I'm not even good at checkers, but this super speedway stuff, you gotta be good at chess to pull it off. Cody Eldred chiming in. How you doing, Cody? Thanks for stopping and saying hello in YouTube chat, man. But Cody says if he wins, he'll do a Chili Willy. Cody, I think you should just do one anyways and film it. Film it. Post it on the YouTube, or not on the YouTube, on the OP Facebook group. because we all kind of want to see it. I want to see it. I want to see your Chili Willy. I want to see you do a Chili Willy. Oh my gosh, this has gone bad. Oh boy. Whew. Talk about a slip of the tongue. Down to 24 laps to go as they make their way down the backstretch. Josh Milam, Mark Mann running true to form down the straightaway. Bob Lacavera in the 5. Now is the first car 1 lap down. Good news for the fans of Peter DeBorgia. He is also 1 lap down, and he has a pack of cars behind him, so he will be able to make it around the 5 of Bob Lacavera, and then with any luck going his way, he might be able to get back on the lead lap. But the longer this race goes, the harder it is going to be for Peter DeBorgia to do that. But I got to give credit to him. This 40 is not giving up. He has gotten one of his laps back. And I'll tell you, you just can't ever give up. If you sign up for a race, go race. Race until it's done. Race until the car's done. Race until you can't race anymore, because you just never know what's going to happen. Now, things are still dire for DeBorgia in the 40. Don't get me wrong. But he has not given up. He has been battling to try and put himself into position time and time again. And DeBorgia now assumes the position of the first car 1 lap down. Jimmy Reynolds in the 17 could put himself a lap down as well, because he has found himself without any drafting help, and he is 32 seconds behind the race lead. Nathan Grounds firing off one of my favorite segments on the broadcast. That is your best dad joke. Let me tell you, this one's pretty good. According to Nathan Grounds, I am doing air quotes you can't see. He's been accused of plagiarism. Those are their words, not his. Un-air quote. Yeah. I see what you did there. Well, whatever you do, get a good lawyer. Because the better the lawyer, the more you can say it was your words and not theirs. All right, here they come onto the front stretch. Mark Mann in the 04, Josh Milam in the 7. They continue to lead. And these two have been battling tooth and nail. And I'll tell you what, I am just absolutely floored by the effort that has been put in by these two and the 2600 Reynolds, because they have done all they can to stay at the front of this pack. They have made it work lap after lap. That is in no way a discredit to anyone else out there, including the 33 of Jeff Crosby, who has been quietly working his way forward and right now has passed the most cars of anyone in this field to be in that spot he is in. So solid effort from the 33 camp. And the race isn't done just yet, as we got 19 laps to go. We're going to be opening up the fuel window for our final pit stop of the night here in just a moment, but here's what you got to balance. Hitting pit road as the first group, and it has to be a group, but also hitting pit road at the right time, that you have enough fuel to make it through some green, white checkered attempts. Here comes Logan Helton and Rick Sebrands. Those two, along with Daniel Holloway, have peeled off onto pit road. Holloway already on pit lane, He may hang back and try and help these guys out. Holloway's race is getting bleaker and more or less likely by the lap, because he is multiple laps down and we have 18 laps to go. So he may hang out a little bit and try and help his teammates. And in fact, as we take a peek at them coming off of pit road, Holloway has joined the 4 and the 63 to try and get everyone up to speed. So we'll keep an eye on those 3 cars. Let's see how they play out. Jimmy Reynolds in the 17, just ahead of the pack here. Reynolds could be a wrench in the plans of Peter DeBorgia. We'll see how that plays out as the field begins making its way down the back stretch. We'll see if we have any more takers for pit road. I think we're going to see some drivers hit pit lane from the back, and we do. Here comes Gabe Butler and Zach Workman. So a few drivers from the tail of the field hitting pit road, but I think this pack, for the most part, is going to try and ride out a few more laps, 2 more, maybe 3 at the most. And what they're going to do is they're doing that to cover the 2 attempts at a green-white checkered should we need them. It's not a bad strategy, but that's the trade-off. If you hit pit road first with enough cars, you're going to surge ahead when it's all said and done. You have to hold on and make sure you have enough fuel. Hunter Reynolds, Josh Milam, Randall Cobb, Dave Hunt, and Jim Mayer peel off for pit road that time. Mark Mann, Jeff Crosby, and Dan Harrington all stay out. David Overstreet, Eric Laurie, Sean Stevens, Andy Brigante, and Les Levy in that second group of drivers. We haven't talked about this pack very much, mostly because I didn't do a good job here tonight. I apologize for that. So this pack here, led by the 40 of Peter DeBorgia. They also have not come down pit road yet. Les Levy in the 62 bringing up the tail end of this group. They cannot make it on fuel, but why not try and run it out to the end and see what happens as far as a fuel run, maybe catching a caution. Some trouble for Hunter Reynolds in the 26. Looks like he got caught speeding, and so he has gone a lap down. So one of our early race contenders caught speeding, and that is going to change the front of the field just a little bit. David Overstreet in the 46, your race leader. Now he is going to peel off for pit road. He is going to bring everybody here as well, and this will complete our final round of pit stops here tonight in the Bumpiest Road 250. Overstreet into his pit stall. Mark Mann in the 04, your race leader. He is out by himself. Here comes the 52 of Randall Cobb with a full head of steam. And Randall Cobb in the 52 is going to take the lead for the first time here tonight. And that means the Bucks have gone wild. Buck Wild racing out in front with the 53 of Dave Hunt on his back bumper, but don't look now because here comes the 63 of Logan Helton to take that lead away, but we're going to let those Bucks go wild for just a little bit longer. Zach Workman in the 091 got caught speeding on pit road as well, and now he goes a lap down, and he is into the wall trying to stay out of trouble. Heavy damage on the 091. He tried to stay out of the way, got into the wall, and did all he could to hold it up high. So a good move from Zach Workman in a bad situation. But the Bucks have gone wild, and Randall Cobb on the inside. Let's see if Randall Cobb can pull off a win and see if he can be one of our championship 4. Josh Milam in the 7, making the move down to the inside lane. So Randall Cobb trying to look and see here. Ooh, I don't know, folks. Points are too close for my little peanut brain to do the math on. I think Randall Cobb, with the way the field is right now, would have to win the race to get in. Peter DeBorgia, Daniel Holloway, they are not on the lead lap, but they were already below the cutoff line along with Randall Cobb. Ooh, if I had a calculator for a brain, I could do this, but I don't have a calculator. I got one of them little hamsters that turns a wheel. That's what powers my brain. But the dang hamster's on strike because apparently you got to feed it. I don't know, something silly like that. Logan Helton in the 63 is out in front, and if you remember in stage 2, we said, hey, this 63, after battling at stage 1, has dropped back. Here he is up to the front once again, and anytime Logan Helton gets out front, it'll be a struggle to get him away from that race lead. Roger Muth chiming in. How you doing, Roger? Good old Muth in the booth. Man, I'm somebody now. Roger's checking me out. Roger's making it, you guys don't know, Turn 3 Racing Network and Roger Muth making some outstanding race calls, and even iRacing has noticed him. Good job, Roger. Just about 8 laps to go in this one as Logan Helton in the 63. Working that inside lane. Josh Milam in the 7 on his back bumper. Milam looking for some room to make a move to the outside, but Mark Mann just a little too close to make that move off the corner that we see time and time again when that opening is available. Mark Mann in the 04 using that straightaway and that second lane to build momentum. That inside lane comes charging right back in the corners. So that's where Logan Helton is, down on the bottom, working hard. Randall Cobb in the 52, the third car on the inside lane. Let's give a quick rundown of our championship contenders. We have 5 championship contenders currently scored in the top 5. Logan Helton, Mark Mann, Josh Milam, Randall Cobb, and Jim Mayer, all championship contenders, and suddenly they're all in the top 5 as we are down to 7 laps to go. Gabe Butler in the 88 finds himself in 9th place. Butler came into this race 13 points above the cutoff line, but that changes as the caution flag has come out. And let's take a look and see what happened. Trouble up ahead of the 17 of Jimmy Reynolds, Zach Fritsch, David Overstreet. One car going up and over, that is the 62 of Les Levy. get the number of that license plate, Jimmy Reynolds? Because holy cow. The big time trouble from Checkered Flag Motorsports drivers. David Overstreet, Les Levy. Looks like the 12 got into the back of the 46, got his car loose. Les Levy gets stuck in the wall. Good old iRacing glitch there. I'm sure that's exactly how they meant it to happen. And so our second big crash of the night coming here in the closing laps of this race. There's nothing wrong with using the bathroom in alternative manners, gentlemen. Nothing wrong with it. I'll have you know, it's more comfortable. I said it. All right, so here we go. Daniel Holloway in the 21. One of our championship contenders who is multiple laps down, gonna hit pit road. Logan Helton, Mark Mann, Josh Milam, Randall Cobb, and Jim Mayer, your top 5, and all 5 championship contenders staying out. Take one more look here at our championship 8, just so you see where everyone is and how they are stacking up. Dan Harrington in the 82, receiving the free pass. This big dust up that we just had has really thrown the field into disarray. We have several cars that have gone a lap down now. Multiple cars look like they have gone behind the wall. And so once this all kind of gets settled out, we'll take a quick look at where everything is. But keep in mind, our championship 8 are Gabe Butler, Logan Helton, Josh Milam, Jim Mayer, Peter DeBorgia, Randall Cobb, Daniel Holloway, and Mark Mann. Mark Mann, your stage 1 winner. Josh Milam, your stage 2 winner. So much needed points for the 04 of Mark Mann, and some insurance for the 7 of Josh Milam. Outside of that, I really couldn't tell you who finished where in the stages, because I don't get that information. And I don't write it down to know who's where. So the points you're seeing are not current. They are not up to date. It's really just so you know who our championship 8 are, kind of what they need to do to make it into the championship 4. But the lights have gone out on the pace car. We stack them up side by side. Cody Eldred, our race control, chiming in on YouTube chat with his in the pits reporting. He's saying the Reynolds household just lost internet. Hunter Reynolds and Jimmy Reynolds, I can confirm, are behind the wall. And Cody Eldred helping you out as well with the stage wins and the points awarded. Well, I appreciate that, Cody. So things are incredibly close, as all of our championship contenders seem to be racking up the points. Oh boy. We're gonna get this green flag with 3 laps to go. here in our scheduled 100 lap race. Keep in mind, we will use 2 attempts at a green, white checkered should we need them. Mark Mann, Logan Helton, teammates from Alliance Motorsports. Both of them stomp on the throttle and away we go with 3 laps to go here in the bumpiest Road 250. The final race in the round of 8 to decide who our championship 4 will be. Gabe Butler in the 88 trying to make some moves and work his way forward. One car down to the inside. I believe that is the 77 of Dave Hunt. He is pulled down below the yellow line. Mark Mann, however, in the 04. Josh Milam in the 7. Now out in front. Jim Mayer in the 95. Teammates with the 04 and the 63. Everyone getting a little rowdy in the middle of the pack there, but everyone sorts it out and we stay green. Now we got 2 laps to go. All we have to do is get to the white flag and we do not go into overtime. Randall Cobb making a slicing move down to the inside. Here comes Randall Cobb. Can we get to the white flag and settle this one here in the normal distance, or will we go into overtime? Mark Mann being pushed by his teammate. Mark Mann almost in a must-win situation. How things have played out in the stages despite winning stage number 1. Now he has Randall Cobb in the 52 pushing on him. Randall Cobb would like to win this race. He came into this race below the cutoff line. Here they come, off of turn number 4. And we head to the start-finish line. No yellow flag coming out. Final lap, final time around. Here we go. Who is it going to be as they head off into turn number 1? Mark Mann has the advantage for the moment, but is it the clear advantage? Because here comes the 7 of Josh Milam. He made a move up to the outside. Randall Cobb in the 52 pushing on his back bumper. A lot of championship contenders inside the top 6. Gabe Butler in the 88 trying to get in there as well. Mark Mann in the 04, your Wednesday night champion in the Grand National. He slides up to the high side. Jim Mayer in the 95 down on the bottom. They switch positions. Trouble behind them. Randall Cobb involved, and Jim Mayer is going to win it in the 95. Josh Milam comes across second. Third goes to Mark Mann. Dave Hunt in the 53 fourth, and Andy Brigante fifth. And what a wild finish that was. Take another look at this finish. Cobb got into the wall hard. And that is going to cost Randall Cobb possibly his shot at making it into the championship 4. You see everyone else just piling in. Take a look at Mark Mann out the back. That looked like about as many cars as KR could take out. So there you have it. I believe Jim Mayer in the 95 is going to be scored as our race winner, and that will lock him in as one of the championship 4. Let's go ahead and get this post-race show started. And let's start by talking to the driver in the 95, and that is none other than Jim Mayer. Jim, another win this season, another outstanding time to pick up the win because it locks you into the championship 4.
Yeah, locked in there. I mean, it's always nice to win. We were trying to team race there, though. I think I'd have been okay on points if Mark would have got the win there. I was hoping he would have stayed with me. I think we would have been okay 1-2 there, coming off of 4. But good race in the end. Nice clean race. I mean, that was a fun race. Keep it up front, keep it clean. But I won't argue a win. But I was hoping to get Marky in there.
Well, man, a solid run, and I'm not saying that Mark is in or out because the points are too close for me to do that. But with a stage win and a solid 3rd place finish, he's got a shot here.
He does have a shot. We weren't sure exactly on points, but I knew coming in I was in front of him, so I figured if we got him to win and I finished up there in good stage points that we'd all be okay. But so hopefully he still makes it.
All right, man. Well, that aside, and teammates aside, tell us about that last 3-lap sprint to the finish there.
It was just keep it cool and push whoever's in front of me. Obviously, I know Josh is probably upset. My car was not liking 4 after that restart. I was way loose behind Josh. So I'm sure he's mad, and he probably thinks I did that on purpose, but I was not. Whoever was in front of me, I was going to shove. And I just got way loose, so that let some guys get better positions on us. So, wow. I mean, crazy. I mean, a lot of fun, though. A lot of fun.
Well, man, any shout outs or thank yous you'd like to give for this win? And not only this win, but being one of the confirmed drivers for the Championship 4.
It's becoming a team sport. So obviously got to thank all the guys at Alliance, for keeping me up there, keeping this fun. And helping me get these wins on the season and get me to that Final 4. Obviously all the guys that put the league on, Josh, Derek, and all those guys, Alex and all them. Hopefully we'll see them back in the near future. And everybody that comes out and watches these, and you for putting on the show.
All right, Jim. Well, congratulations, man. Nice job. And for picking up that win, I'm saying you're the only confirmed one because a win and you're in. And that's all I got because the points from there on out are just too close.
I said it the last official race. Points, every point matters. So hopefully a couple of us got in on points, and it'll be an alliance battle for the championship.
All right, that is Jim Mayer with an outstanding run here in the final race in the round of 8. But now let's move on to the driver who finished in 2nd place here tonight. And someone I'm not too sure where the points have fallen. Mr. Milam, got your ears on, bud?
How's it going, man?
That's going all right. How you doing?
Heart is stomping as hard as it can, man. That was wild.
That was a wild one. And I'll tell you what, with a stage win and a 2nd place finish here, you came into this race 4 points to the good. It's going to be close for everyone except for Jim. But I think you're in.
Yeah, I was focused on, I know me and James were neck and neck there. He got some big time stage points. I ended up winning that stage. It put me up 14 from the cutoff line there. Not sure what all James got. I know me and him were close. I think the best thing could happen was him, Gabe, or Logan win. And I think I get in. Mark, I'm not sure. Man, it's going to be close. It's going to be tight. I was confident, but I'm not entirely sure what's going to happen, but it'll be really close.
It is going to be really close. And do we know who's working on points?
Should be Peter, I believe. Peter should have those. You might hook up with him and see if he's get those real quick to you. And we might have those Final 4 standings. I'm not sure, though.
All right, man. Well, Josh, that aside, points aside, tell us about the race. You win stage 2, and that 7 was never far from the front.
Well, this is my track. I'd always seem to do well here. That's just awesome. I have a lot of confidence coming into this track each time. After that first stage and lap down, I thought it was going to be nothing but bad. I wasn't for sure if I was going to get back on or not, but like I said, teammates helped me out.
and managed to get back there, get a big stage win, which helped me tons. Wasn't for that, I probably wouldn't be in the position to be in this Final Four. Race went awesome. It was a great race for being this track. Shout out to all the racers. Like I said, I kept it up front just about all night. Big time pit stops. It kept me out front. But like I said, big shout out to my team and everybody watching tonight, man. It's a fun race.
All right, man. Well, congratulations on that. Shout out to your team, but anyone else you'd like to say thank you to?
Yeah, my two biggest fans again are Christina and Luna. And shout out to the FSR squad for being there for me tonight and sticking around, even though they were laps down. Just putting in the work to make sure I could have a shot. Shout out to you guys in the booth, man. Love having you each week. And shout out to all the fans that show up. You guys are awesome. We appreciate you sticking around.
All right, that is Josh Milam from Fuel Sim Racing, finishing in second place here tonight. But now let's move on to the man who finished in third place here tonight. I don't know if that's going to be enough, Mark, even though you won a stage and finish in third. What do you think?
No, I think Josh got in.
You think you're out?
Yeah, I do. And you know, honestly, after I raced the last chase race, which seems like 2 years ago, I probably deserve to be out because I just kind of watched the field the entire last race, and you know, tried to have the race come to me, and it never did, and I wasn't aggressive, so I kind of deserve not to be in this, and I made a critical error here at the end. I probably had that win if I stayed low, but I went high, and they went third lane, and of course, Josh had to, you know, he's playing for his playoff life, and so that's my error, and I'll be thinking about that for a whole season.
Well, man, I don't know. It's too close, so I can't say yay or nay. But I still feel you put in an outstanding effort to try and make it happen.
I tried, you know, coming in last in the points here. I just knew that I had to win a stage and finish good on another stage, and had to hang around at the end, and I had to be at least top 5, top 3, and hope, which I hate hoping for somebody else to have a bad race because that's bad karma, but hope some of the other guys, you know, had bad luck, some of the front runners, not Logan though, or Jim or Dan or Rick, but and it never happened, so I knew it was I was gonna have to win that tonight, and my teammates were helping me, and I just blew it, you know, plain and simple. You know, I got to have awareness who's in the high line. And it was Josh, and I knew, you know, he had to win, so, or finish second, and he knew it, and it was just a critical error on me. And if I would have blocked him late there, I mean, it would just caused a huge pileup, and we don't want to see that finish like that. We want to play it out. So, yeah, not happy about not advancing, which I don't think I did, but you know, just happy to be out here on track because someday we're going to be looking back at these with a lot of good memories. You'll think about more of the good memories than the bad. So I love racing at OP. Hope we keep it going for another 10 seasons. And maybe one of these days I can get into that Final Four and get a look at it.
Well, man, I'll tell you what, a championship in the Grand National Series, and I don't know how it's going to fall for you here tonight, but you seem certain. So, man, I'll tell you what, regardless, an outstanding drive here tonight. One more time, final shout outs, thank yous.
I appreciate it, Kara. Shout out to you, man, for broadcasting these. Thank you so much. The whole league appreciates it, all the drivers. And thanks to the whole league and all the drivers over here, because without them, there would be no us. And thanks to Mara for always supporting me and all the other fans. And yeah, I mean, and Alliance Motorsports, of course, my teammates. We got 2 of them in there at least. So we're going to have a look at it as a team. And if one of Logan or Jim can win this thing, that's going to it'll be awesome. It'll feel like I won. So a lot of pressure on them. And believe me, I'm going to be pancaking it on them. So they best win this championship.
Well, there you go. Mark Mann finishing third here tonight, and not sure about where he is in the championship. But now let's move on to the driver who finished all the way down in 12th place here tonight, but not necessarily out of championship contention. And that is none other than Logan Helton. Logan, you got your ears on, bud?
Yes, I do.
Well, man, a 12th place finish here tonight in the final race in the round of 8. Well, that car was bad fast all night long. Tell us a little bit about your race.
Well, it was a fun race. Probably one of my favorite races here at Bumpy Daytona. Finally had a good qualifying here. Qualified 4th, and that put me in a good mood for the rest of the night. Yeah, it was fun running that high side, knowing the big runs coming off, but it was also fun trying to know when to go up or down in the lanes. But yeah, I don't know what else to say. It was just a fun race.
Well, that's good. It sounds like and looks like you possibly have enough points to be in the championship 4. So with that being said, tell us a little bit about how you feel your chances are.
I feel like my chances are about as good as anyone else's heading to the final 4. Everyone going in is just really good. Gabe's gonna be on top of it with his fuel strategy. Josh is Josh, so he's gonna be good with his teammates at FSR. And there's me and Jim at Alliance Motorsports, and we got a good team helping us. So it's just going to be really interesting to see how it goes.
All right, man. Well, an outstanding race here tonight. Maybe not the finish you wanted to have, but if the end result is you're into the championship 4, I guess you can't complain too much.
Yeah, my strategy coming in was to be a little aggressive in the first couple stages, like just enough to get bonus points, and then chill out the rest of the race and just wait to be in a good spot. I mean, waited for that last pit stop, and that got me into the lead, and that was all I wanted. And getting down to it, I wanted Mark to win it so he'd be in. And then it was my fault he didn't win at the end because I told him to come up and block Josh, but he didn't need to because they had a good enough run on the bottom, and I just didn't see it. So it was my fault he didn't get in, and I'm probably not going to forget about that for a while, but I'll try my best to just forget about it because he said it was okay. So I'll try my best to move on and focus on the championship race.
Well, how about you make it up to him by going and winning the championship?
Yeah, that'll probably make him feel a little better.
All right, well, Logan, man, nice job out there tonight. Any shout outs or thank yous you'd like to give?
Thanks to Turn 3 Racing Network for broadcasting the OP Racing Premiere Series. They do an awesome job. And thanks to my friends and family that watched the race. Thanks to my team at Alliance Motorsports. Thanks to Justin Rowden Graphics and a Kick in the Tires. And as well as Splashing O Graphics that make my other paint schemes, and as well as Nexus Esports.
All right, Logan. Well, once again, man, nice job, and things are looking up for you being in the championship 4.
Thank you very much.
That is Logan Helton finishing in 12th place here tonight. But now let's move on to a driver who I believe is going to be our final championship contender. That is none other than Gabe Butler in the 88. Gabe, how you doing?
A little bit better now. Wasn't too happy at the end there because I thought that might have kicked me out of the points, but I think I might have squeaked in.
I think you did squeak in as well, and nothing official yet, but I did want to try and talk to you and get your thoughts and feelings of this race. That 88 was fast, put it on pole, and ran up front, and then you kind of hang out at the back, and then all of a sudden you were back up front.
Yeah, kind of nature of the beast. I was trying to get some stage points, but I think that second one kind of really cost me there, and ended up having to use a quick repair. And then I said, well, I just kind of got to stay at the back end of the leaders if I can, and get up there at the end. And I was in a good spot at the end there. I think it was P7, but I ended up P13. So a bit unfortunate, but if I got in, that's all that counts. And that was the main goal at the beginning of the season.
Well, Gabe, your first season with OP and coming down to the wire to be one of the championship 4, how's that feel to be able to do something like that?
Oh, it feels great. We've got a great little team. Peter, Eric, Dan, and Adam, of course. Of course, he won't be around next year, so we're picking up Zach. And so, I mean, you can't do it by yourself on a super speedway. You got to have help. And then the Meteor guys have been fantastic all year, and they've been a pleasure to run with. And just delighted for them that we got at least one member in, hopefully.
Well, man, nice job. Regardless, one way or another, however these points fall out, everything's very close. Too close for me to make any official statements, but just conjecture and whatnot. But that being said, man, any shout outs or thank yous you'd like to give?
A big shout out to OP for putting on this league. I mean, it's been a long slog, but they do a fantastic job of organizing it. And I mean, there's guys behind the scenes that do a ton of work that don't get the credit that they deserve. So shout out to them, the admins and so forth. And of course yourself for doing a fabulous broadcast. And once again, all my Meteor teammates. Been great running with these guys.
Hey, you keep talking me up and you're going to get more airtime, man. You watch yourself.
Checks in the mail.
That is Gabe Butler. And Gabe, once again, congratulations on a solid run and a solid season no matter what happens, man. Rookie seasons are always tough in a new league.
I appreciate it, KR. Thanks a bunch, man.
That is Gabe Butler, driver of the 88 from the Meteor Racing stable. And that was all of our championship contenders that had a shot at it. Daniel Holloway and Peter DeBorgia not going to make it for sure. They were already below the cutoff line and they finished well below everyone else. Let's take a quick look at our results here tonight. Don't tell Peter I said he was a scrub. If anyone tells him, I'm coming after you. Jim Mayer wins the race. Josh Milam in second. Mark Mann finishing third. Dave Hunt brings it home in fourth. Fifth place goes to Andy Brigante. Jeff Crosby in sixth. Rick Sebran seventh. Eighth place, Eric Laurie. Ninth, Sean Stevens. Rounding out your top 10 is Dan Harrington. Randall Cobb finishing in 11th. 12th goes to Logan Helton. Gabe Butler 13th. 14th, Bob Lacavera. Peter DeBorgia in 15th. 16th, David Overstreet. Zach Workman in 17th. And 18th place going to Les Levy and the Ricky Bobby Foundation for people who just want to go fast. 19th goes to David Booth. Daniel Holloway 20th. 21st, Hunter Reynolds. Zach Fritsch 22nd. 23rd, Jimmy Reynolds. Dustin Barber finishing in 24th spot. So that being said, guys, thank you very much for joining me here tonight. Hopefully you'll join me next Monday night as we conclude season 7 for OP Racing. It will be a 22 race season in the books. I still don't know who our championship are for sure. It is a very close battle on that one. So, guys, hope you all have a good night. Thank you very much for joining me. And until next time, stay safe and have a good night.